You're not even trying.
What would
Not
you
in the
measure?
slightest.
If you don't measure curvature, what is it?
We don't know.
What?
If no one's measuring curvature, then what is it? If it's not curving, what is it?
Have we measured
It
it
could be
not curving?
okay. If it's not curvature, it could be. If it's not convex, it could be concave. It
Curving.
could
I
be
said if it's
flat.
not curving.
It could be all kinds of different.
If it's not
It could be all kinds of
curving,
different
what is
shapes.
it?
But again, you're not even trying, Chemo. All you do is troll. Like, I'm almost convinced that you really are just a troll and you're not a flat earther because you don't even try. You don't have any conviction here. All you do is say, well, you never measured it. But neither have you. And that's incredibly hypocritical.
Why would I need to
So
measure it?
I don't
For
think
what?
you're actually a flat earther. I really don't.
Why would I need
Especially
to
after
measure
Yeah,
your
Kimo for sure isn't a flat earther.
How many flat earthers do you know have measured the flat earth?
none, because
No,
none of them have
not
bothered
one.
to try.
So nobody does measurements. You make the measurements, not flat earthers. So did you
Yeah,
measure
Yeah, I
guess
got
curvature?
a shoot.
Guess
Flat
what?
earther
We know
shoot.
the measurements of the distances between multiple
Did you
places
manage
on
to
Earth that
measure
get traveled on a
curvature?
regular basis,
Remember,
and you can actually do
we don't
that.
need to make measurements. You don't need to ask us for
Again, you can
measurements.
take
You're the
known
one that says you've
distances.
made measurements
You
and
can
measured the
take
curvature.
known distances that have nothing to do with the horizon. You can do this, Chemo. I believe in you. You
You've
can
got
take
Google Earth. I don't
known
need to do that.
distances between 2 points, 4 points, 6 points, 20 points on Earth,
You're spiraling now.
and make a shape.
I think it's
I'm
just
not.
dawned on you that
I'm
there's
not.
no physical
I
horizon.
just said 2. I actually gave you 3 possibilities of you doing things on your own that you refuse to do.
The penny's
And
dropped,
that's
right?
hilarious to me.
We don't make measurements. We don't need to make
Of
measurements.
course you
agreed.
don't. Of course you don't need to, because it's all incredulity, and you don't actually have anything that backs up the bullshit that you're saying.
But you make
But you
measurements,
demand
right?
measurements. You demand measurements from everybody
Not
else.
one flat earther has
The
made any
most
measurements, as you've
hypocritical
just
thing.
said.
The
But ball
most
earthers are
hypocritical
making
thing is
measurements
to
all the time.
demand a standard of measurement or a standard of
Hellfire.
observation or a standard of
Hellfire.
science from someone else and not applying that to yourself.
Answer honestly. If it's not curving, then what is it?
If there's no curve, convex or concave, sure, it's flat. Sure.
There you go. So no one's measured curvature.
Can you show that it's not curving?
Who's measured curvature?
If you cannot show that it's not curving, then
the
you cannot
positive
make
claim is
from
that
that
it's
argument
curving.
the
We need a measurement
you
for
cannot
curvature.
draw the
That's the
conclusion
positive
that
claim.
it's
And
flat.
again, we know the distances between things. I've made measurements to the tops of peaks. What have you done? What have you personally done? Percentages.
Shifting the burden of proof fallacy, and it doesn't matter what I personally do.
No.
And
For
we
me,
I am
don't need
positive
to.
applying
claim
the same.
is with the
I am
globe Earth.
applying the same fucking standard you guys give us to you. It's not a shift of
Taking
burden of
measurements
proof,
of
'cause you have
elevation
no proof.
two
You
different
haven't
points is
actually
not
given
measuring
anything.
curvature.
So percentage and Kimo,
No.
if
Hold
it's
on.
not flat, if it's not flat, what is it?
If it's not flat,
There
then it
you
would
go.
be
It's a
curving.
globe. If it's not flat, and
And it's
therefore we
curving.
can agree that it's a globe.
But we haven't measured it to be curving.
There
So
we
you're
go.
hold on percentages, because that was probably the most dishonest thing you've said. Either that or is the most ignorant thing you said. You said we cannot take the measurement, the angular height of a peak, and determine whether we are rising or the curve or flat. Is that your actual assertion?
You take the so you take an elevation from a peak of a mountain, and that tells you you're curving.
No, that's not what I said. I said the angular height. Do you understand how the angular height could tell you about curve or flat?
Not really.
Okay, well, let me take you back to 3rd grade. It might have been like 6th or 7th grade. I'm being a little facetious here. So if you know where you
I think
are.
you're skipping a key part.
No.
You're not measuring
If you
the
know where
elevation of
you
the other.
are, if you know where you are, if you know the elevation of where you are, and you know the distance of a given point to another elevation that is higher from you, could you not make a prediction as to what the angular height of the peak of that mountain should be?
Theoretically, you could if you actually measured the elevations properly. How are you measuring elevations from mean sea level?
Your assertion
From local sea level?
is
What?
So your assertion is that elevation on maps used to navigate that prevent people from crashing into a fucking rock so they don't die are inaccurate.
Argument
is that
from
your
emotion.
assertion? No,
And straw man.
it's not. No, I mean,
First
you can
off, I
say
didn't
all these
assert
little
that. And
fallacy,
secondly,
blah blah
you're
blah.
being emotive with your
I'm asking if
language.
you are. I'm asking if you are. I'm asking if that's your assertion. It's a yes or no question.
Listen, I'm saying to you, theoretically you could if the sea level was measured properly. How are you measuring it? Is it mean sea level? Is it local sea level? How are you taking into account the sea level, the exact elevation at the same time?
Do you understand what MSL is?
I just said the words. What the fuck's wrong with you?
Okay, mean sea level. Do you understand what that is? Is that like, hey, the water is this high, therefore it's relative to that? Is that what it is to you? Or is it
What do you
mean,
think
like
it
an
is?
average? It's the
I'm pretty
average
sure I
sea
understand
level.
it. What do you think it is? Yeah, how do you
Okay.
think they measure that?
It's the average of all the tides and all that, high tide, low tide, where the water is in general, because some of the oceans are a little higher than the others. And they take that. This is the average. This is our baseline, all right? Based on
Of
pressure,
all
altitude.
the world or of one place or what?
Yeah, sea level isn't location based.
So you're saying that they
Sea
take
level is a
all the different
universal
places in the
agreement.
world.
So, sea level is below the ocean sometimes in some places, and above the ocean sometimes in other places. Is this new information to you?
Okay, no, it's not.
Okay,
I'm just
good. So now we have
so now
established this is the
hold up. So
altitude,
we're
right?
using that.
Yes, that's what MSL means. That's what
Okay,
elevation is based off of.
so how do you know the place that you're measuring isn't above or below the average?
So, do you know how an altimeter works?
Yes,
How does an altimeter work?
it's basically blood pressure reading.
Okay,
It's like basically like a barometer.
cool. Do you know what a Colesman window is?
No.
Okay. Do you know how aircraft adjust for changes in
Oh my
temperature
gosh,
and,
get to
How
your
about you
point,
just get to
Emma.
make your point instead of asking random questions. If you're gonna ask a question, I say no, then answer it. Stop
Okay.
beating around the
I,
bush.
I'm trying to get a baseline knowledge. All right. So altimeters work. Do we agree?
If you say so. Carry on.
Yes.
Okay. Altimeters can be compensated for based on temperature. Do you agree?
Compensated for based on temperature. What do you mean?
Yes. If it's a hot day, all right, an altimeter is going to read that you're at a higher altitude. If it's a cold day, your altimeter is going to read that you're at a lower altitude. So you get the altimeter setting from the airport that you're at. You set it to 2909 or whatever, 3001, and now the altimeter will actually read the elevation where you're at, and it'll match the airport elevation of where you're at. All right? So it's not some fucking
Hold
barometer
up.
that just deviates on whatever. Yes?
So the altimeter is measuring the pressure, right? Measuring the pressure.
Correct.
So if it's a hot day and the pressure is higher versus a cold day and the pressure is lower, how
Did,
like
did you miss the part where I said where you get your altimeter setting, you adjust your altimeter, and now for that area, your altimeter matches that airport elevation.
why don't
So
you
if it's
just use a barometer?
301 feet, oh my God, an altimeter is a barometer, but without this adjustment that aircraft altimeter have, you're just going to get variations because of the temperature. That's why you
Mm-hmm.
get, again, that's why you get altimeter settings. All right. So if I'm sitting at the airport and it's hot as hell today, right? And the airport is 301 feet above sea level in elevation, and it's really hot.
I
So my
understand, bro. I
altimeter
understand,
and
but
my
it just seems like the
okay. You
hold up.
say
It
you're
seems like the
understanding, but you seem really
altimeters.
confused at the fact that
No, no, hold
altimeters
up.
can actually
Let me just
adjust for
say.
changes in temperature.
Let me say. It just seems the like this setting, if you will, the conversion from pressure to altitude with these like kind of values of temperature. It seems like someone just like it's a basically a conversion that's not necessarily accurate.
Jesus Christ. Did you
When was it
again miss the
calibrated that for
part?
these exact
Again,
temperatures the
so
pressure
so
would
every
change this
so
much?
every airplane on that airfield that sets their altimeter setting to what it is suddenly has airport elevation as opposed to being in the air while they're on the ground. All
That's
those
wrong. I
altimeters
never
are
said
wrong,
that.
right?
Did I say that?
Well, that's what you're
Did I say
suggesting.
that the
You're
elevation
suggesting
when they're
there's
in
an
the air is
error.
going to be like when they're on the ground?
You're asking if this thing is calibrated, right?
Yeah, the conversion like with different temperatures to different
Hmm.
altitudes. Where do they get that information from? Because you could have different temperatures without changing the altitude. So if you're automatically changing the altitude based off of temperature, that's kind of
Goodness.
it's wrong.
It's wrong, except
It's an
when you're
assumption.
sitting at the airfield and you have this altimeter setting in, and suddenly your altimeter is actually reading what the airfield is at, but it's wrong.
Well,
Brilliant.
again, if it's
Brilliant
changing
argument.
just on account of
Brilliant
temperature.
argument.
Again, if it's changing just on account of temperature, and like a cold front comes in without you changing your altitude, it's going to say that your altitude changed, correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's why
And
it's
that's
wrong.
why we get altimeter settings. Like, hey, we're at this point. Okay. And that way airplanes don't fucking crash into each other.
It's still not an accurate measurement of height.
How
If
is
it's
that
changing
not
just
an
because a
accurate
cold
measurement
front
of
comes
height?
in. You
How
haven't
is
changed
that
your
not an
height.
accurate-
Listen, you haven't
And
changed
so
your
you
height.
adjusted the
The cold
altimeter
front
to the
comes in.
altimeter
It
setting.
says you're at a lower altitude.
Oh my sweet
That's
dick.
bullshit.
Yeah, it says you're at a lower altitude, and then they say, hey, altimeter setting is now 29 or 85. You make that adjustment, and now you have MSL again.
Doesn't
For
seem
fuck's
like
sake.
a very accurate
It doesn't
or
seem
reliable
like it,
system.
but I haven't crashed because of it. So,
If you say
again,
so.
you're
saying
you're telling
literally
again
no.
if you
Hold
say
up.
so. If you say so, very
Are you
facetious
saying
and
that
bullshit of you
no
because
plane has ever
you're
crashed due
talking
to
about a
faulty
topic you don't
equipment?
understand, and so you're trying to bullshit your way through it as if this isn't accurate.
No,
In
you
the
said
meantime,
something wrong.
everyone that's in the
You're
profession,
relying on
no, I
altimeter
didn't say anything
when
wrong.
you should rely on a barometer.
Jesus motherfucking Christ! An altimeter is a barometer with
Except
an
you make
altimeter setting.
assumptive conversions based off of temperature
Jesus.
for the altitude.
Assumptive conversions,
Temperature-
except again, do you think airports lie about their elevation?
No, but they get it wrong, apparently.
Apparently. So you don't like what I'm saying, therefore they get it wrong, apparently. Wonderful.
By your
Brilliant
words,
argument.
you
are now
they get it
dismissed.
wrong. You
No,
yourself
they
said the
don't.
altitude reading
When did
will
I say
change
that?
even if height doesn't change based off of cold winds.
When did I say they get it wrong?
You just said that the height will be
No,
wrong
those
if a
words
cold
never
front comes
came
in.
out of.
I mean, the
Okay.
altitude reading will be wrong if a
Motherfucker.
cold front comes in.
Are you listening? Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Obviously,
when you're
that's why I'm
sitting
thinking
at an
about your
airport,
argument.
when you're sitting at an airport and it's hot, your altimeter reading will read higher. The airport, it's called an automated fucking weather thing. It tells you altimeter setting is this. You set your altimeter to that, and suddenly your altimeter matches airport elevation. It's almost as if this altimeter setting fucking works, and
Sorry,
it's
man.
accurate.
Could you repeat that?
No, because
quit
I've already
being
said
a
it 3
jerk.
times.
I'm not being a jerk. I have to do something real quick.
No,
You're just
you're being a
being a jerk
facetious
to him.
idiot, and I'm done with you because you're just saying this doesn't work when it works every day, and people do it thousands and thousands and thousands
still
times
haven't even
every day
answered
in
the question.
multiple locations. I've answered the question multiple times.
No, the
We know
answer.
these
The question
elevations.
was,
We
what
account for those pressure
elevation are they
changes.
using? Based off of what? Mean sea level? What local sea level? What are they using?
MSL, what the fuck do you think MSL is?
Okay, so how do
Mean
you
sea
know that it's
level.
above or below the average?
How did? Oh my goodness! You
Mean sea level is an
realize?
average for all the different stations in the world, right?
Hold on.
How do you know
No,
the specific
motherfucker.
peak that you're at is
See
above
why
or
you're so
below?
confused. Mean sea level. Do you know what mean is? It's a single number. They take multiple numbers, come up with a single base.
Mhm.
Mean sea level doesn't fucking change. Elevation is based off of mean sea level. Elevation doesn't vary unless it's a fucking earthquake and tectonic and all that shit. That does
Except
not
it does.
vary. No,
It
it
does, though.
fucking
Yes,
doesn't.
because at the local
No.
place, the actual sea level will vary from the mean sea level.
No, it does not.
Wow, are you kidding me?
What you are saying.
What do you think
is it
makes the mean sea level? The actual sea levels, above or below?
No.
The average of them make the mean sea level.
We don't use a given location's actual sea level as mean sea level. Again, mean sea
You
level.
measure
has
multiple
taken-
locations and
No.
they take the average.
Yes.
He can't
That
do
average
basic
is
math.
one number. Holy
Yes.
shit.
And now when you're taking 2 different locations with 2 different actual sea levels, you're using the average when they both might be below average, or one might be extremely above average and the other one's average or what have you.
Sure,
it's
but the
inaccurate.
mean sea level is still there, and elevation is based off of that.
But it's not
elevation
accurate.
in a local
The
area
elevations
is not
thus
based
are not
on,
accurate.
no. Elevation in a local area is not based off of that area's unique sea level. No, it is not. It is still based off of mean sea level.
I know, but the actual elevation is going to be different, and so
No,
it's
it's
not
not.
So
accurate.
what?
Wow.
No,
I don't
it's
know how you're
not.
not getting this, bro.
I don't know how you're not getting it. I mean, I kind of do because this is definitely outside of your field
So
of
let's say
expertise,
no,
but
no,
it's
no,
actually a
okay.
pretty simple concept.
It's very simple. So let's say you have two like areas that you're measuring between, and they're both way below mean sea level. The actual sea level is way below, meaning the elevation is actually going to be higher, right? Let's say one is way below, and the other one is just like barely below the average. There's going to be a disparity therein, right? So how is that going to work in your
Because
calculation?
again, elevation
Get,
is based
hang on,
off of mean sea
wouldn't you just
level.
get the mean? Wouldn't you just get the mean altitude then? I mean, flip it over. Who gives a fuck? You're being silly, percentage.
How am I being silly?
Because you're belaboring
Oh,
one
don't worry
point
about
over
Was.
and
Was
over
is
and over
just
again.
You see, that's all you're doing, mate. You're just looking at it from a single perspective. You're not looking
No,
at it
he's
as
saying
a whole.
that you get the elevation of these places, you're comparing them, and that's how that's somehow magically a measurement of curvature. Okay, but he hasn't even explained how he's getting accurate elevations to begin with.
Yes, he has.
No, he
Yeah,
hasn't.
I
He
mean,
said if you go by
again,
mean sea
if
level.
you don't accept how altimeters work, again, not my problem. You are now dismissed. Like you have nothing. And if you want to get stuck on
Okay.
one point because you want to argue on one point, that's fine. By all means,
I'm not stuck.
done
You're the
with
one
you.
that's stuck, man. It's a simple
I'm
question.
not
How
stuck
are you
at
getting
all. You just
accurate
can't
elevations
get
for the
Wow,
two
basic
places
concept.
that you're
You
comparing
can't get
between?
past basic concepts,
You're
and
like,
that's
if you
not my
can't
problem.
believe my machine, then we can't talk anymore. Silly argument.
Anyway, chemo, dismissing percentages bullshit. All right,
No, yours.
give an elevation.
You're saying
What?
because he's not agreeing with how you say it works. He doesn't
No,
understand.
it's not that I don't agree. It's that he doesn't want to understand how an
Accept.
altimeter works, and that's not my
I know
fucking
how
problem.
altimeter works. I pointed out what's wrong with it.
No, you didn't know what a Colesman
What's
window do. You
wrong
don't
with
know
it?
how an aviation altimeter works. You don't know any of that shit, and that's fine. I don't expect you to. It's not your field of expertise. But if you're gonna
Bro, you
pretend
said
you know that
yourself
there's an
while you're
error in
sitting
there.
there on the runway, a cold front comes in. It's gonna change the height.
Yep, and then there's literally a fucking knob that you get from Tower. Tower
You
says, "Hey, this is our
you shouldn't
altimeter
need
setting."
to manually set anything. That's the source of error, human source of error, right there.
No, that's how
Thousands and
nature
thousands of
and
planes
pressure
fly
works.
every day with using this expertise, using this
But
measurement.
anyway,
What are you
again,
talking about,
chemo,
So
I'm not
it's
gonna
good enough for
I'm
its
not gonna
purposes.
let
It's not an
percentage
accurate
on this.
measurement of
But chemo,
altitude.
talking back to chemo, saying we have these known elevations, whether you accept or not, whether altimeters or I don't give a fucking shit at this point. I'm moving on. All right, and so you have a known distance between that peak and yourself, right? So you have that, and you have an angle. Now you can determine the angular height of that thing, and you can make a prediction with a curve, multiple curves if you'd like to do multiple radius, and you can make a prediction with flat. All right, and eventually, if you take enough measurements, it's gonna just consistently match with one. Okay, that's a way to do a measurement and verify what you're seeing. Very simple one at that.
Oh, you're talking to me.
Yes, I'm certainly not talking to percentages who can't understand incredibly basic concepts.
Well, I mean, I disagree as well. I mean, I would have brought that up, how you have to recalibrate it, so you're never going to know your absolute...
But if you know, okay, chemo, give me the benefit of the doubt here that airplanes fly, they work, and they don't crash into each other due to elevation. All right, give me the benefit of the doubt that we know elevation of where I'm at. And if you actually do, let's say you do, you have the perfect instrument to tell elevation, right? You have that chemo. If you are standing in one spot and you know the elevation of your spot plus the camera, tripod height, whatever you got, all right, and you know the elevation of the top of a peak that's in 70 miles away, all right, if you know that, can you, chemo, you specifically, can you at least make a prediction on what it would be with a curve and what it would be on a flat plane?
Yeah, no doubt. You can
Okay, you can. All right, so fucking do it. That's all I'm asking. Fucking do it. I've done it. You do it now.
That's where you...
No. Again, whether you want to do it or not on me. I don't care. But if you really want to stress a point, if you want to say you take a measurement, there you go. There's how you do it.
Yeah, that would be reifying. We're not about to do...
No, that's not reifying. That's making multiple predictions on multiple models with multiple radiuses or no radius and seeing what falls in. That's taking the measurement. All right, and they may not prove it, but that's one thing that you can at least say, I fucking did this, and I can't find a reasonable explanation why I get what I get except for this. Prove me wrong. At least you would be able to present something when you argue with people, because you don't. You obviously you talk about shifting the burden of proof when you provide nothing except making a claim that the fucking ancients knew with their prehistoric fucking equipment, like they had airplanes back then or some shit, that they knew. No, they didn't know. They thought, because they didn't have the means to fucking travel the way we do. They didn't have the means to measure the way we do. I'm not saying they're
but
stupid. They just lived in ignorance.
no, they were building monuments that line up with the stars, with the sun. They had a pretty good
Ooh,
idea.
I
They
can
had a pretty
get a
good
couple
idea
of
of how the
sticks and
sky
rocks and
works and
point
how
them to
the
the
earth
sky
works.
as well, man. I can point to things in the sky just as much as they can.
But you can't line up buildings, monuments with those things.
What? Really?
You couldn't.
Because I can pick
like,
I can pick a
example,
day. I can pick a day of the year and say, all right, at this time of the year, and they do that with monuments here, like small contemporary monuments, where on the equinox, like it'll make a perfect circle, while the rest of the year it's a scattered shadow. Like they do that. I can look at the sky and point at things. I can take my finger and point to the corner of my room right now. I can do that. It doesn't take any kind of calibrated equipment. It doesn't take any kind of fucking magic. It just says, I can look in that general direction. Congratulations. Now, I would be impressed if, hey, 10 years from now, I think that star will be there because we've measured this tiny, like, arc second drift over a period of fucking 20 years. I think it'll be there. And so in 10 years, I'm going to build, now I'm going to build a monument that in 10 years, it's going to line up to that exact point. That'd be impressive because that's
are
actually
you a
taking
pilot,
measurements. I am a pilot. But that's actually taking measurements and actually pointing at something in the sky and saying, all right, I think that'll be there. That's a prediction.
What's the
All right.
furthest?
Hey,
Now,
if you're a pilot, are you familiar with separation?
with separation, be more
Vertical
specific.
separation.
I don't know that term. Go ahead.
It's
Vertical separation. You're talking about between aircraft?
Yeah, the minimum distance between aircraft. Like at cruising altitude, it's like 600 meters.
We don't use meters here, but sure.
Or 2,000 feet.
Well, 2,000
So
feet will be
for,
in mountainous
for
areas on
you
the
and
ground,
for
not between
whoever
aircraft.
else was saying it, like, how do you think they don't crash? Blah, blah, oh my god. It's because the pilots separate the planes.
Do you know how much of a margin of error you can get on the lowest altimeter setting versus the highest? It's about 300 to 400 feet, and when you're talking VFR, that is not much.
Then why did they separate them way more than that?
They don't, like, ATC doesn't separate VFR traffic.
Above 30,000 feet, no aircraft shall come closer
look.
than
Oh.
600 meters or 2,000 feet.
Yeah, that's not VFR, dude. That's IFR. And above 18,000 feet, everybody sets their altimeter to the same 2992. So those altitudes will deviate between aircraft. So that margin of error gets that they put a much bigger buffer on that. Above 18,000 feet, everybody's altimeter is set to the same no matter where they are. That's when you start talking about flight level versus altitude. That's a very different thing, and that's IFR, instrument flight, not VFR, down closer to the ground.
I don't know if it is IFR, to be honest.
It is IFR. I promise.
It doesn't really specify on this website, at least. But in any case, they say to reduce, aircraft colliding.
Yeah, there's a
the
much
risk of
bigger margin
colliding.
up there because we don't use altimeter settings up there. Everybody uses 29902 up there. So there's a much larger buffer because of that error.
Why? What's the difference?
If you're not accounting for temperature and density altitude, you can be 400 feet closer to someone than you think you are because they're coming from a different temperature. It's not that hard to understand. So if you can be 400 feet closer to someone, let's put 1,000 foot, 2,000 foot buffer so that they have no chance of colliding in case one is at the high end of 400 feet and the other is the low end of 400 feet. All right, you don't want people being within 150 feet of each other because of altimeter settings. So they buffer that above 18,000 feet. MSL, everybody's on 2992.
Okay, so you're saying IFR does not adjust for temperature variation.
I did not say that. Because if you are cruising below 18,000 feet, you're going to use altimeter settings. Yes. And when an aircraft goes en route, yeah, you're above 18,000 feet, whatever.
What if you're
Terminal
above?
areas, you're eventually, hold on. Terminal areas, like when you're coming to land or when you're taking off, you're going to be below 18,000 feet. So until you're at that 18,000 feet, you're using that local altimeter setting for those weather conditions in that area. And that's gonna reduce the margin of error to nothing. And so, like, the standard for flying, outright, I'm not gonna tell you I know if there's a standard for like maintaining altitude, a specific number. But for me, as an Army pilot, I have to be plus or minus 100 feet. That's my buffer. So if I want to fly at 2,000, I have between 1,900 and 2,100 to be in that buffer. I'd imagine, and I don't know because I'm not a civilian pilot, I'd imagine that there's some kind of standard of like you have to be
There is a
within this
standard.
safety.
It's based off of the different classes of airspace. So classes A and B, they have to separate. All aircraft have to be separate, and then it goes by like whether it's above or below 29,000 feet. So if it's above, then they have to separate by a standard of 600 meters or 2,000 feet, except in airspace where RVSM, reduced vertical separation minima, is applied, or can be applied.
You know what RVSM is?
Yeah, it's basically half the value.
Do you know what RVSM is?
It's an airspace where the reduced
No.
minimum vertical
RVSM is
separation
not an airspace.
Yes, it is. RVSM
No.
airspace encompasses Europe, North America, parts of Asia, and Africa. What the fuck are you talking about, man?
It's a reduced visibility. All right.
No, it's reduced vertical
So
separation.
if you have,
I'm reading it right here, man.
Yeah, if you
You're
have
reading the
a
wiki
class,
page.
if you
Yes,
have
I
a class
am.
B, listen.
You're
If
kidding
you have
me.
a class B airspace, they can designate, hey, in our airspace, we'll observe this RVSM. All right. RVSM
Yeah, they
in
don't have
itself
to.
is not an airspace. It's
Okay,
not.
it's
Hard
airspace
to say.
where it can be applied. That's RVSM airspace.
Okay. All right. So we're being specific, right? We want to know what we're talking about. So let's
Well,
be
maybe you should
specific.
just listen to what I'm saying, because I haven't said anything different than
Boy,
before.
right now you're saying bullshit.
And now you're
talking
agreeing
out of
before
your
you
ass
weren't.
about things that you don't know.
I'm reading, actually. I'm reading out my ass.
You're just quoting wiki. You don't know what you're actually talking
Yeah,
about. You're
like-
just reading a wiki page.
Well,
You
do you
thought
contest
RVSM
And
it?
you're
wasn't
talking
an
to a
airspace.
pilot.
Hold up, do you contest it?
You're talking to a pilot.
Yeah.
If
do
you
contest-
understood what you're reading, it's different to reading something out.
That's like me talking about field theory and quantum mechanics. I will
Have I
never
said anything
take
wrong?
an argument for that.
You guys are
You have.
spiraling.
Yes, you did.
Oh,
You
yeah.
said
What did I say that
RVSM
was
was an
wrong?
airspace.
Yeah.
You said
It is.
RVSM
It's
was an
airspace
airspace. Hold on.
where it can be applied,
Let me
yes.
list the things you said wrong. You said RVSM was an airspace. It is not.
It
You
is
said
airspace
altimeters.
where
No.
those
I'm not
rules can
done.
be applied, yes.
You said altimeters don't account for fucking temperature and pressure variations. They fucking do, and you still don't
They
understand how
account
that
for
is applied.
pressure variations, of course. I said they were barometers.
Let
You're
him fucking
lying
speak,
right
you
now.
twat.
You gotta
You
stop
said
lying, man.
that you know where vertical separation occurs. You didn't, so I corrected that
Yes, I
and I told
did.
you about the altimeter
Wow,
setting for
I'm
that.
educating
No,
you, bro.
You didn't know
even
any
what
of
it was.
You had no idea.
Shit.
You had no idea that 2992 was applied to everyone above the 18,000 feet. No idea. And
This
you don't.
is an
And you didn't
impromptu
understand.
course
And you didn't
on vertical
understand why the
separation.
vertical separation was greater at that altitude. And I told you why. So
Yo,
you
this
found
is-
these little tidbits of information that you don't understand, and you're talking straight out of your fucking asshole, trying to be a condescending prick about it when you,
You
just
don't need
look
to be
like a
triggered,
fucking
man.
idiot.
This is an impromptu lesson on vertical separation
Impromptu
to a
lessons
pilot
are
by
probably not a
percent.
good
You're
idea
welcome.
when you're
It's,
talking out
it's
of
a
your ass. and
retard
you don't
reading a
know what you're talking
Wikipedia page with no comprehension.
With
So
perfect
again-
comprehension. That's how we do it,
again-
man. I could
so
read
again,
and educate
I'm
someone
done
on
with
something that I'm learning about
No,
at
you
that same
couldn't.
moment. That's
No,
how
what
good
you
I am.
haven't done
You
that
should
so
probably
far.
take the time to look over things before you talk about them as if you know what you're talking about.
Dude, you got it
That is
wrong,
probably a
man.
good idea.
You said
I
RVSM.
didn't,
First
though.
off, you said reduced
You said
visibility.
RVSM
You
was
said
not.
reduced visibility.
You said RVSM was an airspace. It is not an airspace.
You said reduced visibility, bro.
Don't laugh. It makes you sound like you're
Aren't you
scared.
funny? You're
I
so
just-
funny. You're so
yeah, I
clever.
Just-
Yeah, I just find
And
it
now,
funny.
and I'll give him that. I'll give him right. In my head, I was thinking RVR, which is the runway
Oh,
visibility,
yeah,
and
yeah.
it's reduced runway visibility. That's fine. So yes, he got me with a term, and that's fine. A term he didn't understand, and I'll take that.
I got you
take
way
that. I
more
got
than
the
that,
wrong
man.
term. Way
It's no
more.
worries,
Please
man.
describe more. Please describe how that Colesman window works again.
Don't
I
worry
don't
about
know.
it, man.
Don't worry. I don't know. I'm gonna keep talking out of my ass. Good job.
Yeah, I didn't claim to know it, did I? I'm honest.
Perspective.
Still waiting on that measurement of curvature.
Still
I
waiting
mean, I
on
just
that
told you a way you
measurement
could
of
do it
flat.
yourself. Again, if you're not willing to do it yourself, I don't care.
Got a measurement of flat there, Mr. Percentage?
Of course not.
Yeah, the horizon. It's flat.
No,
No,
a
the horizon
measurement.
that you don't. So the horizon, is that the apparent horizon or the geometric horizon?
There's no geometric horizon.
Oh, so it's apparent
Oh.
then.
Okay.
This sounds like my
apparent.
conversation.
Every
with-
horizon is apparent.
So does an apparent horizon vary according to the pictures that were posted about the rigs?
Every horizon is apparent, bro.
So show me those measurements to that apparent horizon, asshole.
Dude,
I love how he
so
says it with such conviction. It's hilarious.
it is. You know what the definition of horizon is? Fuck.
Show me the measurements.
definition
You know,
of
Show
you know
me the
different-
measurements.
You know
Show
what
me the money.
measurement is?
All horizons, by definition, are apparent because you're viewing at a tangent across a curved surface.
Oh goodness.
Hey,
That's what the
hypothetically,
horizon is.
All right,
hypothetically,
we're done with
if we
them.
lived in a
I'm done with
world,
them anyway.
hold up, if we lived in a world without the sense of sight, we had every other sense but no sight. Would horizons exist?
Yes.
Yes.
Flat Earthers wouldn't
You guys
exist
are
because you
fucking
couldn't
stupid.
just say,
You guys are so
"Oh, it
dumb.
looks flat." Oh.
It's still there even if you can't see it. Sorry.
No, they wouldn't exist.
Yes, of course it
Yes,
would.
At
they
all.
would. Yes,
They
they
require
would.
an observer. They require someone to see it. If you can't see, you have no horizon. Period.
What's your dependent and independent variable for your?
Hang on. No, hang on. I want to know, then how do you determine an astronomical horizon?
Oh
What
god.
astronomical horizon?
Cool, another
Boom.
term you don't understand.
I understand the term. You don't.
Someone doesn't
you use
understand
astronomical
what is it?
horizon. They
Hang on.
take it with the tangent of the Earth or whatever.
Or
No.
whatever.
What makes you think? What makes you think it's accurate?
An
What makes you think-
astronomical
what makes you
horizon.
think it's true?
Oh
Wait,
Christ! This guy.
hang on. I'm going to explain this to him.
I do have a question. There was a gentleman here about a week ago, maybe a week and a half ago, that was from the Washington area, and he was asking about some peak. Is that guy here now? I don't remember his name. I'm just wondering. I'm going to keep asking until he pops up, because I actually took some pictures the other day while I was flying to show him how stupid he was.
Oh, he'll appreciate that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He was talking about a small peak that was behind Rainier, expecting me to see it from the west. And yesterday we just happened to be flying northeast, and so I took a lot of images, and I saw the peak he was talking about from the northeast, or correction, northwest, looking southeast. And of course I saw it, as I told him I would. But he was saying like this little rock would somehow will still be visible when it's behind this big rock, and it is I don't know. He was going weird about it. But I really want to show him those pictures so I can make him look like an ass.
Oh, you win. All right, bye.
Okay, bye.
It's like an equivalent to blocking somebody. No,
What?
just leaving.
Oh,
Yeah,
she was
but
bored.
It's yeah,
Well,
but hang on,
that's
it's
like
the
it's
big
like
building,
the
small
mating
building.
call.
I mean, she didn't. I don't think she blocked anyone. She
It's
just.
that's the
done for the
mating
night.
call of the flat earther, though. It's just like I don't like what you say, and you keep proving me wrong, so I'm just gonna leave.
I didn't hear her.
Sorry.
Was she talking? Was she getting stepped on? Like I didn't hear her talk at
No,
all. So I don't know.
I didn't hear a damn thing.
Oh, okay.
Until she
Okay.
said bye.
Yeah, so stop stepping on me, or
Is Joan of
I'll
Arc?
come in there with
is
my
she
big
a known
stick.
flat earther here or what?
Who was it?
Isn't Joan of Arc or something? I don't. I've never. I mean, not that I'm here.
Gee,
a lot, but I've never seen
I saw her mic lighting up, and it might have been somebody else that I thought was talking.
Oh, so it was a witch.
Maybe I don't know.
But which?
I don't
Well,
know
Joan
anything
of Arc-
about it. I
Joan
don't
of
know
Arc was
anything
a
about
witch.
anything, so that's my fault. And apparently, chemo destroyed me in my debate with him a few days ago. So I should just fall in line.
Are you
again.
Speak Truth or you're
No.
not Speak Truth? Speak Truth,
No.
Speak Truth. Honestly, like if I'm being fair, like seek truth, speak truth. Could have been more prepared.
Hellfire. He's someone
So
who used to think the Earth was flat.
I know, but like in terms of like the wrestle of debate, he was not up to being up against Chemo's bullshit. So I'll give Chemo that. He's a good debater and a troll. I still think
Chemo is.
I come with the idea that I think flat earthers who go by an alias as opposed to their real name are probably pose. So percentage fits that category. And then the people like the Nathan Thompsons and the Oakleys and shit that go by their real name, those are real flat earthers. I think some of them are conmen though, because they make money on YouTube off of that shit.
Yeah, Oakley is one
I
of
wish I
them.
could make money on YouTube saying the truth.
It's not
I mean,
the
give it a
truth,
shot.
don't lie.
You'd have
give it a go
to
sometime,
start
mate.
with the truth to begin with, percentage.
I have to start
You
with
even know what
making a
that looks
YouTube
like?
channel to begin with.
You should start with looking things up and understanding them before you talk about them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, your whole avatar name is a troll
True.
move.
That's what
So
you
is
think.
Queen's though. At least she's upfront about it. Queen is good though. She'll
Yeah,
flip
but-
the script real
Well, we
quick.
know her real name.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, do we? I don't know her real name.
yeah.
Yeah. I've known her for years.
Just follow her on Instagram.
Oh,
Hey, let's
that's
not
cool.
dox anyone.
Or
I'm
just
not,
go
I'm not
straight to
asking. I'm
or
not.
go
I'm
straight
asking.
to a
If someone
YouTube
wants
channel.
to know their info, they'll tell me.
Isn't Jezebel like a she-devil in like
Oh,
Abrahamic
dear.
scripture?
Oh god, percentage. Do you not know the story?
Everybody
Or
knew
is she
that
like a
story.
mistress or something? I forget.
Oh wow. No.
She was married to
Jezebel's
Ahab,
spirit.
and Ahab wanted vineyard, and she got it in a nefarious way. I think she killed Ahab.
Honestly, don't remember. It's one of the parts of the Bible I just kind of skimmed through, to be honest.
Ahab.
Which side of the door in the wardrobe was that happening on?
But how are you
Ahab
a
got
pilot
eaten by a
and not,
fucking whale.
not observe a flat plane? I mean, something wrong with your eyes or something?
No, well.
He has reduced
That's a
his
really
ability.
big rock, dude.
Oh
Remember?
yes,
He has
here's
reduced his
Chemo.
ability.
Let's do it. Hey, percentage. If you really want to talk about flat Earth, you should join the Facebook group, the official Nathan Thompson support group.
Oh Jesus!
It's Hellfire. You should also join it if you got Facebook.
No, I'm good.
No. Honestly,
Whole here and there, but holy shit, that's too much.
seriously, bro, join.
It's
Seriously,
a
dude.
support. It's
Ugh.
a support page for those who have.
It's
spoken to the bloke.
It's complete satire, dude.
Oh, okay.
It's the whole goal of the group is just to expose the whole narcissism and whatever the hell you want to call whatever Nathan Thompson is a victim of.
I do want to say one thing as far as being a pilot and showing curve. So our aircraft, I fly this AH-64 Apache, and it's been
know where
updated
you work.
software-wise. What's that?
Said I know where you work.
Yeah, you probably have a good idea. I mean, there's a couple of places I could be, but yeah, in Washington, yeah,
Well-
pretty limited.
2 hours north of me.
Oh, are you south of Portland? Or in
No,
Portland?
You said you were in Washington.
Yeah. I'm asking if you are.
Oh, no,
down
you're
there.
2 hours north of me.
So you're around Portlandish.
I'm in Washington also.
Oh, okay. Doesn't take I live in Lacey, that's where my home is. So I think it's like an hour and a half to Portland from where I'm at, but that might be because of the highway. But anyway, yeah. So the aircraft got updated, and there's two things about the aircraft that I got updated that actually became more accurate because it started accounting for curvature. One of them is the RNAV system, which is also civilian stuff too, but the way it plotted it against our maps, the MGRS maps, it would kind of just draw a straight line and not account for the warping because they're large for the area they cover. And so if we flew this route with our GPS, air traffic control will say we're off course if we did straight point to point over 80 miles, because we would curve because we're not following a great circle, and it would actually take us long to get there.
Bro, that's CGI.
So they made it.
You know?
So they made a correction to where now we actually are following a great circle path, and ATC isn't bitching at us for being too far left or right of our intended course. So that's one thing, and then the other thing I can't really get into because it has to do with targeting, but it does account more for shapes to get much more accurate pinpoint target designation. So
you just tell me and then kill me.
I'd have to
You
kill
fly
a lot
the-
of people.
Hey, Joe,
Fly the
Mark, welcome
Apaches?
back. I mean, they thought they scared you off. Was you trying to say something? Joan?
Oh shit, me?
Yeah, before. Were you trying to say
I was
something?
listening. Wait, I like how you just paused this guy talking about he's gonna snipe some fools. But yeah, what? Tell me more.
Not really what he was
talking
saying
about
at
it
all.
after you left, and we didn't know if you were like trying to talk and left because we were stepping on you. But
No, it's all right, Jonak. We're taking a break in fictional story time.
Okay, all right. Good to know. Good to know that there's a full-on break here.
Yeah, this
Go ahead,
pilot
say your
thinks he's
Taking a break for the flat earthers' brains to catch up.
All right, flat assers, what up?
That's pretty funny.
What y'all flat asses up to anyway?
Oh, you know, listen, Cephaly.
We chilling.
Trying to find that geometric
Hellfire,
horizon.
do you
Chilling,
fly
like,
the Apache helicopters?
Yeah,
Fucking yeah, I want to hear about this guy who's
Cool.
sniping some fools.
I don't snipe anybody, but
He's not sniping anybody.
I'm a-
Good idea.
we're
Nobody
an
said,
area.
I didn't mean that literally. It just sounded
Yeah,
like
I know.
some
We're
snipey. Sounded like some scopy, snipey shit.
Some scopy snipey shit.
Dresden doesn't have scope.
Fuck, I don't know. I caught it midway, and everybody's like, "Hold on, Jones."
I have several scopes. What do you want to talk about scopes for?
Wait.
Put your scope on.
I don't even know who the same dude was.
Oh, are you watching me play Tarkov?
Yeah.
Am I watching?
This is my scab, dude.
No, one dude I came in here, he was talking, and then everyone's like, "Yo, Jones here. Hold on." Like,
Yeah, he's super important.
I know. I'm like, dude, what? No, I'm not. Who's the guy that said like he was gonna fucking
They heard a
snipe
skirt.
tiny shit?
But
That's the pilot, Hellfire.
20% is a sniper. He uses an AK-102
Yeah, no, I
to
want
snipe.
pilot. I want to talk
Incorrect.
to pilot. How
Yeah, pilot.
pilot? Dude, he has
What's up?
aerial view of all the fucked up weird shit. How cool to talk to that dude.
I mean, I don't see too much weird shit, but
Yeah, but you know weird shit like
His Apache doesn't go high
where
enough
the
to be the
planes go
curve.
missing. Where'd all the planes go missing? They fucking get crashed somewhere, huh? On
I don't know.
purpose.
I don't know anything about that
No.
shit.
Dude, I talked to this pilot like not too long ago, and he was like, "Where do you think?" Like he was telling me, he was basically insinuating like these missing planes, like that's their like way of like purposely crashing these planes for drugs on these islands so that they can act like, oh, they're all lost and shit, and it's like a bunch of money and a bunch of drugs. I'm like, that makes perfect sense.
Have you seen American Made?
I
I think it's Tom Cruise in it, but it's about I think it was a CIA agent, maybe DEA, I can't remember.
Is it older?
It was like 5-6 years ago, I think is when it came out. But it's
Really?
about this agent that was working
Yo,
with
man, wear the
cartels and
beanie.
shit, and eventually started like smuggling his own shit with like I don't know the specific types of planes, like Cessnas and shit like that, and just like sneaking them into
Isn't that a
America
Morgan
and then
Freeman
making
movie?
drops.
No, Tom Cruise.
I don't think Morgan Freeman. It was Tom Cruise. I don't think Morgan Freeman was in it. I don't recall. He might have been like another like side character or something. But
Probably the narrator, per usual.
He would have
Let
been
me
referred to as God if that were the case.
yeah.
I've got to look at it. Tom Cruise is
But in terms of like stories like that, like people in Honduras, they see a lot of drug shit like that, like American like Chinooks and shit. I was a Chinook crew chief before I went to flight school, but I didn't get to go to Honduras. My boy did. Yeah, he told me some shit. Like there's a
Yeah,
lot that goes
right?
on down there, and you know, and it's not all like dark shadow super secret. Like there's a legit like we're trying to fight this cartel drug war type stuff. I mean, whether or not it's fruitful or not is debatable, but you know, it's not all just us being super evil up in everybody's businesses and shit. But we'll see how Keela goes,
A
yeah.
pilot proves you wrong.
But like nobody's debating that like even the wrong thing is the wrong thing sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not. I mean, they're and
Wait, so
this
what
is
kind
this
of
is
planes do you fly? If you don't mind
I'll,
me.
I'm exclusively Apaches now. Like we start with like Bell 206s for training, Lakotas and Kiowas. But my assigned aircraft is the 64. My civilian pilot license.
As a layperson,
What's up with all these culturally appropriated names?
as a layperson, I don't know what any of those planes are. I know what a G6 is because it's in a rap song, and your G fucking 7 is because
that's
it's
some
the next
baller
one
shit.
up. Yeah, I've been knowing about that plane.
All
but
these
I don't
Native American names, you guys just jacking the culture.
Oh, those? Ah, you know, it is what it is.
No, I think he was just talking about planes, right?
No, they're
No,
choppers.
he's talking about all our army aircraft are named after Native
Fucking
American tribes.
racist.
I mean,
Yeah,
not
but-
really. It's
But they were planes.
calling the
that he
most
was
lethal
talking about.
helicopter
It's
after an
it's a
Apache
joke. It's a
tribe.
joke.
Great
Yeah, but you
helicopter.
control them.
It's a joke.
You control the.
It
the
was a
aircraft.
hilarious joke, but I wanted him to finish,
True.
like, to tell us what kind of planes they all were.
Everything is racist. Didn't
I'll
you know?
show you an Apache. I'll show you a shitty picture of one just because. Actually, no.
My daughter's ex-boyfriend used to work on those Apache helicopters where you are.
Yeah, it's an interesting place to work. I'm kind of over it. I love the area. I'm not a huge
Yeah, it's
fan
nice
of Seattle
there.
itself, but as far as
No,
like all
the
my hiking
traffic
adventures
is-
and shit, it's pretty nice.
Traffic.
Dude,
is-
if you're feeling so fly, like a
insane.
G6.
Like a G6. Like a
G6. Like a G6.
Just stop.
Wasn't that a Kesha song?
Yo, Dresden, you gotta
I
get your
can't.
ass moving, man. You don't got time for this shit.
Yeah, dude. You got 11 minutes, man.
Hurry up.
For being an Apache pilot, I sure don't have a lot of pictures of Apaches from the outside. Here's one. Blup, blup, blup. Discord.
I know it's a little
There we
bit
go.
of a roundabout
I hear
way to do
gunshots.
pictures on here.
I hear gunshots.
There it is.
It just depends on if the picture's on my tablet, on my phone, or on my laptop. Like I'm talking on my laptop.
It looks like Washington.
It's
It
pretty.
looks like a helicopter.
Hilo.
Where the fuck are we
Which
supposed to
one are
see
we
it?
talking?
These pictures at?
It's in the debate chat box.
All right, let's see.
Wow, you must be new here.
There's one picture.
Oh, Jim, that's actually badass. That is a cool plane.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's an
It's
airplane.
a helicopter.
Chopper.
But
I'm like,
I'm over
that's
it, though.
that's a copter.
Get the
Okay.
chopper.
That's like, just drop me off at school, Dad. Hold on.
Helicopter.
Call that a spur ride if you hook up to the outside of one of them and sit on the wing.
Sit on the
It's kinda-
wing.
Yeah, I mean that's actually like there's a handle on both sides that you hook in
I
if you
feel
gotta
like
get
you
rescued.
could
That's funny. When I
You
hook
could
into my
definitely
bitch, I call it
snipe-
a sperm ride.
a sperm. You could snipe
Oh.
from this. This is
Actually pretty
sniping.
funny.
What's with you and sniping? You're like obsessed with sniping.
I'm not obsessed with sniping. That's a really like funny, like kind of jump to conclusions thing to say. But yeah,
Well, it's
I
like
just,
you just haven't stopped talking about sniping since you came back. It's like
there was a period of time where I
I do
actually
that.
did stop talking about sniping. But yeah, I
just
rekindled it.
momentarily.
Yo, she's only in this server, so one of the guys snipes her.
Well, you can watch me.
Oh,
I'm actually
whoa,
playing a
okay.
game where I could snipe somebody. So
I don't know, dude. All right, cool. Yeah, snipe. I'm obsessed with snipe. Cool. Hey, LOL.
Be honest, if you were a Twitch streamer, you wish you were like Sniper Wolf.
I don't
Sniper
know.
Wolf.
Can't even relate to that. I don't even know what the
Sniper
fuck all
Wolf.
that is.
you know what Sniper Wolf is? Oh, good God.
Oh god.
Guttural noises.
Anyway, back to the fucking guy who with the plane, dude. What?
It's called a helicopter.
Yeah, well, it's not
Pickling is still a plane.
far out of the realm of the plane family.
Yeah. When
What
you
is
say
this one?
airplane,
What is this upside down one? I feel like this one reminds me of that LOL.
that's me on an average day. I don't
That's
fly very well.
Bro, you crashed that shit.
No, it's still good. You
Dude,
just-
this is kind of like Haterville
just-
in here.
What are you talking about? It's a joke. Relax.
One that you don't laugh at.
Take a fucking chill pill. Good lord.
Yeah, that's what we call a raffle copter.
Hot dog. Where's that fucking British guy who's nice?
There's nice British guys.
I'm still here.
I was kidding.
That is an oxymoron.
I'm still here, but we're just waiting for
Why
Hannah.
are there so many people in here? But only 4 people talking.
I don't know. Background.
You're
I've
talking.
signed on here just
People
for
are
background.
creeping
noise.
like
Slickdeals.net. You got a lot of lurkers.
Oh, okay. We're all gonna say something. No, I just mean do people stay in
Yeah,
here
we're all gonna
24?
say.
People just stay in here all the time. Just stay
Yeah.
always in here. Just stay here
Why not?
always.
They just leave their
Well-
computer on and leave it going. I don't know.
And just hey, let me just either do that or be
Yeah, why
at my
not?
computer.
Well,
Well,
what
I don't know,
happens
I-
usually, Joan, is
I
that
know.
there's a question about the shape of
There
the
he is. What is
Hi.
your what do you like to be called?
Chemo.
No, you're mistaking chemo for digital demonic Davros.
Don't tell me what I'm mistaken. What's your name, sir?
I guarantee you're
Chemo.
mistaking
Spurs
the two.
Chemo, you can call me Chemo. Chemo.
Chemo.
Yeah,
Chemo's an ignorant
Again,
flat earther.
Chemoology.
Chemology.
I don't even know what the fuck to think because I can't understand over LOL.
Chemonology.
Oh, don't worry about
No.
it.
He's a chemo.
Hey, Joan, do you know what the shape of the Earth is?
It's fucking flat as a damn ass pancake.
Woo! Bravo!
Oh.
Excellent.
Yeah, I guess
Bravo,
she has brain damage
But
too.
I'm so over that topic though. What else, how much more can we exhaust about it? It's flat.
Yeah, well
and then
said. Well
We
said.
need the revolution.
I'm just okay, it's
We need to have a revolution.
Flat as fuck.
Fucking
Cool.
well said. That's awesome.
Are we gonna fight about something we agree on?
convinced. Well, I'm convinced. I just gotta say, it's super flat now.
Well, how about you try and convince Joan that it's not flat?
No.
It'd just be really boring, and I'd leave the room because that'd be annoying to talk about. But
When it's obvious,
No,
I understand. Yeah. You see,
I agree.
The
guys,
Earth is as flat as Dresden's ass.
we've always been saying this.
I agree.
I'm just whatever, dude. I think this.
I
You can
agree.
think that. I don't care.
Fair enough.
6
Joan
minutes,
here
man.
first, guys.
Fair enough. Flat enough. Bye.
I got it covered, dude. Why you gotta count down my time?
I worry for you.
Get off my dick.
Yeah.
What else has been going on, Joan? Where you been? In the servers?
Why me? Why me?
you're new
We
here.
don't speak to you
Because
very
you're the
often.
only
Also
female
dabbled out.
talking, so they have to target
We
you.
don't see you very often, Joan, right? Pass from time to time.
Yeah. Sometimes I go and live my life a little bit,
Blasphemy.
and I'm like YOLO.
Yeah, that joke fell as flat as the Earth.
Indeed.
I don't believe Percentage is a flat earther.
I don't believe you.
Oh, he's not.
Would say that.
Yeah, he's not.
He's a po.
Listen, bros. It's innocent
Listen,
until
Poe.
proven guilty. It's flat
Listen,
until proven
I clicked this
Where's
other
the proof
flat
it's
ass.
curving? Huh?
Flat ass
I don't
Earth
believe
shit.
Joan is a flat earther either.
Okay. Well, good thing I don't have to spend time convincing you.
You wouldn't be able to convince me because I actually understand physics. So
Yeah, sure
Well,
you do.
you know what? Good on you. I didn't have time to learn that boring shit. I don't think you need to know physics to know the Earth is flat, though.
well, I think that's a prerequisite.
I passed physics because it was a
Geometry will
prerequisite.
do it. You don't necessarily need physics per
Not
se.
knowing,
When we
not
just talking
knowing
about
physics
you
shit.
could go that. You could go that route, or you could just be like, "Yo, follow my heart." Like fucking, I'm gonna go biblical on your asses, and I don't need no damn physics class.
Yep. Let's
I mean,
use the Bible.
arguably,
Right.
That's
arguably, an
Oh
equatorial
wait, is
mount
this that
doesn't
part
prove
where we're
rotation.
all gonna fight about something we agree on? That's so tight, dude. What a badass chat. What a badass chat, dude. What?
I don't think we agree on it, but okay.
That guy's funny. Yeah, I don't know. LOL.
YOLO.
Yeah. LOL.
Just saw that meme that put together where Kamala Harris is like, "Don't come, don't come," and then they switch over to Trump. He's like, "I'm gonna come," and the text is me after being in that thing raw for 30 strokes.
Yo, just post the
That's
meme,
bad.
man.
Never seen it.
Oh, let me see if I can't post video on Discord. I can't
Sure you
post
can.
video on Discord. Can you?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm somewhat new to Discord, but every time I try to post a video on Discord, it's like, you can't do that. I can
It's like
link
these-
one, sure. I guess. I mean, you have if you have Facebook. Actually,
Ew.
it's a private group, so. Yeah, I can't share it. Oh well,
I don't even want to see it anymore.
good. I am a noob. I don't use Discord that much. Boob.
Nobody blames you. Not after this.
I blame him.
I don't mind it.
Nobody. LOL. Nobody gets an F.
Oh, you can't even swear. How old are you?
I
Damn.
don't feel like. I don't fucking feel like swearing. How about that?
That is a good question.
Oh,
How
there
old
it
are
is.
you?
There it is.
Oh!
There's the swearing. Oh man.
How old are you, Joan?
You gotta insult people in order to bring it out.
74 years old. How old are you?
You're 74. You're sounding pretty good for being that old.
It's old as fuck.
Yeah, dude. So respect thy elders.
If a 74-year-old has a
When-
youthful
she-
voice like that,
She sounds like she's like 14.
Did you just go
Weird.
fucking go
That's
in?
not pretty
Yeah.
good.
Wait. What if I was 14?
then Chemo should feel weird about himself.
Yeah, for real. Because
So I have a,
chemo's on your dick.
all y'all should feel weird.
You're not 14, are you, Jane? Come on.
Oh, to be 14, my life would be so complete.
I put you at less than 25. Is
I'm
that
just
fair?
gonna leave it a big ass mystery, okay? Like a
Okay.
fucking big ass,
Oh, that's a shame.
you know.
Percentage with some thunder thighs on
Well,
that
as long
one.
as you're older than 18. you're good
Huge
to
caps,
go.
though, hey?
Well, I guess you flat assers will never
It's like
fucking know.
ankles.
Flat ass you later. Dude, flat assers are fucking haters.
Can
I thought,
confirm.
I thought we were trying to like be truthers, not like prove all those other people right and show them that you know, y'all fucking
measurement of truth
it's an
is a
inside
measurement.
job with this haterade.
Your mom's an inside job.
Oh shit! It happened.
Yeah, we were supposed to be a truther movement, but we were a hater movement instead.
Yeah, it was like,
Oh.
let's fight each other about something we agree on. That's so tight. Badass.
Oh, man.
Working on it.
Percentage.